as the Lower Mainland housing market continues to cool down.
The inventory is stacking up, it's not selling. And so what's happening is basically, there's a lot of realtors, of course, out there working for free.
With home sales at their lowest since 2020, the expectations of sellers in a clear buyer's market aren't always aligned with reality.
Somebody else listed the property now,
Which means Krawczyk is out thousands of dollars and hours of unpaid time, a loss most realtors don't want to risk, which is why some are adding clauses to contracts to recoup costs if a listing is pulled.
All right, I was watching Global News the other day, and they were talking about realtors turning down listings due to unrealistic price expectations. They talked about the market cooling, and inventory has been increasing here. Realtors now are working without compensation. They've basically been working for free, and they're beginning to turn down listings. Now, I can tell you my own experience here. In both 2023 and 2024, I have been turning down some listings because I will run what's called a CMA, comparative market analysis, look at what's sold recently in the neighborhood. And I was finding these CMAs were falling well short of what these clients were hoping for. Many were hoping for all-time peak market prices, and in a lot of cases, I was finding they wanted well above all-time peak market prices. So they were dreaming in Technicolor here. So, it's not worth investing my time and energy and money, of course, into marketing an unsellable listing. And so many realtors, myself included, if they do take the listing, they will put in a contractual protection to recoup their marketing costs if the property doesn't sell. And I have been doing that as well. I might agree to price it a little bit high under the condition that we will reduce the price in a couple of weeks. But I will put in that contractual protection here, because if I'm going to take on a listing, I want to market it properly. I want to hire a professional videographer. I want to do floor plans, Matterports, professional staging, social media marketing. What I see out there right now, a lot of listings are poorly presented. The realtor will take a few photos with their iPhone, basic MLS listing, minimal effort, because they know damn well that it's priced way too high here. The seller is in the driver's seat and the realtor is being taken along for a ride. So what they will do is often they will grind you down. After 3 or 4 months, you're going to do multiple price reductions, and eventually that property will sell probably for less than if it was just marketed and priced properly to begin with. So core takeaway here, if it's priced right, if it's quality product, it's going to sell. If not, it won't sell. That's the brass tacks here. So I want to tell you guys, though, an overlooked side of this story, and it's something that the mainstream media, global, CTV, CBC doesn't seem to cover here. And that is that quality listings are still actually performing fairly well. So I'm going to give you a real life example. This was a 3-bedroom townhome in Kitsilano that I looked at with a client last week. Excellent location and layout, fully renovated to a very high standard, fresh paint, high-end Italian cabinetry and appliances, really expensive marble, wide plank, white oak flooring. It had the recessed lighting all on dimmer switches. It was an older building, but fully renovated, and it felt like walking into one of these super luxury pre-sale centers, like a Bosa or a Concert Properties for one of these super luxe Cole Harbour condos. It was incredible. And the listing agent did an exceptional job on the marketing as well. They had a full video tour posted online. They had, when you walked in, there was music quietly playing in the background, semi-gloss, full-page brochures. I don't know if the agent had a cost recovery clause, but probably didn't need one in this case because the seller had a reasonable expectation on the price, and it was a beautiful unit. The result was they had 5 offers on the table. They had a competitive bidding war situation. And I would say well-presented, well-priced homes are still moving. Overall, we are in the high end of a buyer's market, low end of a balanced market, but quality units, quality homes in good locations that have the right floor plan, the right exposure. They've been fully renovated. Those are still pretty strong. Where I see weakness would be ultra luxury condos. So we're talking starting at $3, $4, $5 million. Cole Harbour pre-sale assignments at $2,200 and up per square foot. Those are going to be slow. West Side luxury detached homes, those are going to be slow. 1 to 2 bedroom condos though. 3-bedroom townhomes, 4-bedroom starter homes in East Vancouver. those are still holding up pretty well. Yes, we're above the 10-year average for inventory, but that isn't saying much because we never have any inventory in Vancouver. Maybe it's different when you go out to Lougheed or Burquitlam, but in my markets, downtown Vancouver, Yaletown, False Creek, you could apply it to Kitsilano or Fairview, very, very little inventory still. As an example, Kitsilano, sure, if I had a buyer looking for a townhome under 1.7 million, I might have had 2 or 3 listings to choose from. Now I have 4 or 5. Not exactly a glut of inventory though. Final thoughts. Despite the media's narrative of this fire sale, I'm here to tell you guys it's not happening. The market has adjusted a bit, but this is not sales talk either, guys. I'm going to get the usual comments that I'm a realtor trying to pump up the market. I have no bias whatsoever. Whether the market's up or down really doesn't impact my business at all. Sales volume does. But in terms of prices up, prices down, has really almost no impact on my business whatsoever. I'm just telling you guys from the trenches what I see, boots on the ground. I'm Jay Cooper. Feel free to comment below or subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.